Hey, it's me, Princess Misha, or whatever the fuck I told you my name was. It's been a really long time since I last made a video, and when I made those last two videos, I thought I'd be making really frequent videos, but we'll have to see, like, if that ends up being the case. I had a very hard time this winter so far. I mean, especially since the new year. January was a very hard month. One day I'll make a video all about like mental health and drugs and stuff, but right now I'm doing pretty good. And I have another story for you guys. But first, one other thing that I thought was funny is that I've noticed some people have been. Sorry, I'm like drinking a beer and like burping. I've noticed some people are disliking my videos, which like I literally like don't care at all, but I just find that funny because I'm not sharing my opinion or doing like an act or like a skit or something. I'm literally just talking about things that happened to me. So like I don't know, like it's just weird to me like dislike. Like I mean, yeah, they were fucked up experiences. I didn't particularly like them too while they were happening, but it's just my life. But today I have another story for you guys. This one is more recent than the other two, and in the fall, I would say, it was not super cold out yet, but I already lived in this condo that I live in now, so it couldn't have been that long ago. So I get a call from this guy, or a text rather, and he's with his girlfriend, he says, and I don't usually see couples, or I didn't at this point. Now I'm more open to it, but I'm like pure bottom. I don't top at all, so like I'm not going to fuck a girl or a guy. Like I get fucked. So like I just usually try to make it clear to couples what I offer, and often what they're looking for I do not offer. So I said that to him, and he told me that his girlfriend is also a pre-op transsexual like me. So I was kind of like, okay, that's interesting. And honestly, it made me feel a little bit sketched out. Like I was like, that doesn't make sense. Who like that's weird. That's really uncommon. I mean, just like I've never had a client who had a transsexual girlfriend. My assumption was that she was actually going to be an escort too. Yeah, I totally assumed that. Like, what can I say? I did. So, like usual, I really just like didn't want to go. I had trouble interpreting the address he sent me, so I thought he was sending me somewhere far sketchier. But after a lot of him texting me and him clearing it up, and the fact that I really needed the money being taken into consideration, I decided to go down there and, whatever, just go and figure it out. I call my Uber, I get dropped off down there. When I'm going in, there's this really drunk girl going into, and it was a Monday night at 3 a.m. So I honestly kind of assumed she was another escort, and I was like, oh God, like, what am I walking into? Like, he's in there with an escort. This other escort is going there. Like, I was like, this gonna be something fucked up. But anyways, she ends up going, that girl, to some other door in the condo. So I keep walking. I go inside and I get into their apartment. And it's very, obviously a very expensive condo in downtown Toronto. But it's furnished and laid out very strangely. And then I walk into the room where him and his girlfriend are, and like there's like drugs everywhere. So it's kind of like, okay, I got it. They're like drug addicts, which is like totally not something I'd ever judge anyone for. If you know me, you know that. I wasn't doing drugs really at the time that much, but I have in the past done a lot of drugs and been addicted to hard drugs. So I'm not judgmental about that at all. So I go in, she's still doing her makeup. She's gorgeous, transsexual, fake tits, unlike mine, which are real. No, actually, though, they are real. Like, I know that made it sound like they're fake, but, like, they're, like, literally real. But anyways, really quickly, I pee in his mouth. He drinks it all. He drinks all my piss, which is, like, not a thing I'm not that used to doing. Like, it's pretty common, to be honest. People want to drink my pee. And she's doing her makeup or whatever. She is talking about how she's pee-pee shy, which is really funny. And we all go to, like, their main room where they're chilling, which is, like, a bedroom where all the furniture seems to be very sort of, like, druggy move to just like occupy only one room of an entire big condo. So she asks me, she's like, oh, like, by the way, I have every single drug you could ever imagine. Like, is there any you want? Like, I will, like, you can have as much as you want. And I'm like, oh, really? Like, cool. So I was like, could I have some ketamine? And then she was like, oh shit, sorry, that's like the one drug that I like don't have. And I was like, oh my god, it's like the one drug that you don't have. So then I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. Like, and the guy's like, oh, maybe like, do you want a glass of champagne? And I'm like, not a big drinker, but I'm like, yeah, like, fuck yeah, like, I love champagne. So I get a great glass of champagne, and then the girl's doing like a cap of GHB, so I'm like, I'll take one of those too. So I'm drinking the champagne, I like do the cap of G, and then they like bust out the crack, and they just like start smoking the crack, and they're like, do you want any crack? And I'm like, and like I really like don't smoke crack, like I've tried it a few times, I don't really like it. I was just like, no, like I'm good, like I'll pass. But it was really good chill time. Anyways, we're just like chilling, talking, a lot of talking. He was really into having like cock and ball torture, which I was a bit too squeamish to do, to be honest. Like I'm not good at hurting people, even though the pain brought him pleasure. Like I'm squeamish, like I couldn't actually. But she was just like whacking his balls, like fucking like, you know, like it was crazy and whatever. And then at one point she's like, hey babe, like why don't you show her your party trick? And I'm just like, what is his party trick? Like, what could his party trick even like be? Like I wonder what his party trick is. He was like, okay, and she took her high heel and she put a condom over it, and then she put like some disinfectant on it, and then she like, I guess lubed it up. I honestly don't even really remember. Like I was on G and drunk a little bit. And she took the heel of her shoe and she shoved it up his dick. I should mention this guy had one of the biggest dicks I'd ever seen. And I also forgot to mention that she legitimately was his girlfriend. She was not another escort. So, although she was in the adult entertainment industry, she was his girlfriend. Like, that was legit, and I believed it, and I could see that they liked each other. But anyways, she shoved the heel of her shoe up his dick. And it was hard for me to watch, but then they wanted me to do it. So I did with my Louboutin. I like put the condom over it, and I did a little bit, but it was like really hard. And you're like, before this, I had no idea that was possible. That there was enough of a hole. Like I didn't realize things could fit up there. I had literally no clue. And then she was like, okay, I'll get the sounding rods. And I'm like, what the fuck are sounding rods? And they're basically just like different thickness rods that are made for that. Like they're a sex toy. And doing that is called sounding. So I learned what sounding was. And I could tell there was about to be a lot more sounding to come. So I was like, hey girl, maybe like, could I hit that crack pipe? Like maybe I should be on crack right now. Like I think it's a good idea that if I'm going to be shoving things up this guy's dick, I should probably smoke some crack first. So I did. It was fine. She gave me some hydromorphone, some kind of opiate or whatever, that she was prescribed to take for the come down, which helped. But yeah, that's when I shoved a Louboutin up some guy's dick and learned what sounding was and smoked crack and honestly had a pretty interesting fun time. Like I was never scared the whole time, unlike in the other two stories. And I would 100% see them again. I think they're awesome. I like them as people. Thought they were cool. They were chill. Great clients. Chill people. I'm so for them just like living their lives and doing what they're doing. Like I'm happy for them. I'm here for them.